everybody? We are back, and we are now going to take you into our harvest tutorial. So if you guys remember, we left off where we did this side of the field the way it should be done, with the exception of the mulching, which we did incorrectly. Um, so what we're going to do is we're going to do one row of harvest on the right side here. Okay, 366 liters. So let's go ahead and empty this out. Okay, let's see what we end up with over here. So that was 100% fertilized, 98% yield. This is 24% fertilized, 64% yield. Let's see what we get. Ew, what happened there? There we go. I must have been too far away from the field. Alright, so let's take a look. So 329, 366, right? So 366 times, what was it? 64%? So that means 30% is missing, so that should be about 90. I'm trying to think, what was the number again? 366 times 30%, that's like 9, almost 10, and we're at 329, so that's a difference of 37 liters. Alright, so let's do the whole field. And I turned the straw swath off. We don't need to do anything with that just yet. Let's just see what we end up with. And this is how you use your harvester, folks. You can line it up, use it yourself, hire the worker. If you hire the worker, the worker will take funds from the money that you have in the top right hand corner. He gets paid a salary. If you do it yourself, you save those funds. You can do that any way you want, it doesn't matter. I use workers constantly, so I'm always, going through money like crazy. But that is our harvest on that field. Now, what we're going to do again here, folks, is we're going to go to field prep. And what we're going to do is this right here is our mulcher. Okay? So after you do your harvest, you can then line up, like I tried to show you guys in the earlier video, line things up, because now what you're going to have is little pieces of stubble that are going to be here from cutting, of the stalk, right? So what we want to do is we want to go and we want to chop those up, right? We want to chop them up. They're going to get mixed into the ground, right? Okay. See the difference here? Nice and smooth. All these little pieces of stalk are all chopped up. So we'll go ahead and we'll let him or her, whoever's in there. I do have the worker on. So we'll let them go ahead and they're going to chop things up. And you can always go to your filter. And we're going to go to mulched. Take that off. Okay, you see that right there? That's going to show up purple. And we're going to do the whole field this time. Remember I told you it takes a couple times before we really get the field completely balanced with everything, okay? Now, because we did everything the way we did it the first time, we're hoping now that by doing this for this scenario that we are actually having the field now set back to 0, okay, with the ability now. I don't know why it stops when it does this side. It's kind of weird how it does this over here. Okay, so what we're hoping is right now that everything on this field is kind of reset back to 0 with the exception of the mulching now. So there you see it, everything's mulched. Okay. So, mulching is done. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to add our fertilizer. Now, on this fertilizer, it has a pretty wide spread, and I do believe that when you hire the worker, it does the full, yeah. So that's going to be the first application of our fertilizer. And again, I'm showing you this in the way that I do it. Okay, fertilizing's done. Now we do need to roll it. Now we do not have to plant the oil seed that we did before because we did get the mulch from the crop that we just harvested. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and line this up. Actually, oh, hmm. Alright, it's not showing that it has to be rolled. That's interesting. Oh, you know what? Sorry. What is this here? Let me see. Okay, so we have the field mulched. We have the field fertilized. Now what we have to do is we have to cultivate, and I'm going to use a shallow disc harrow. So what this is going to do is we have the fertilizer in the ground. We have our chopped up, mulched um, roots, and not roots, the stalks from the wheat. Now what we're going to do is we're going to churn the ground, okay, to mix all this together, okay? So if you take a look, we're at 50% on the fertilization. Now what this is going to do, this is going to churn everything up, okay? And that's going to allow all the contents in there to kind of get mixed up real nice, all put together into the soil so that it's not just laying there on the surface, right? So these guys in the front here, they're going to kind of chop through the ground, and in the back here in the middle, it's going to get churned up, make a groove, and then these discs in the very back are going to kind of level things off and get it flattened out and make it look real nice. Okay? Now, if you wanted this moment here, instead of the disc harrow, you could, if you wanted, there's some seeders there that will have direct seeding. And what that is basically is a seeder that will have a hookup on it that already has a cultivator. So this one here, I believe, is a direct seed. Let's see. Is that one a direct seeder? No. Do we have a direct seeder here? Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Let me get to. Okay. See in the top under the description? This seeder offers the possibility to seed directly, no previous cultivating or plowing necessary. Okay? So this guy right here has the same stuff underneath it, right here. So here's your first set of rollers, your second set, your third set, and then this section back here drops the seed. So in a seeder like this, you can do all of this in one pass. Okay? You don't have to do it with a separate piece of equipment. Okay? Not all the seeders offer the ability to do this, but some do. Okay? There is a mod in the Mod Hub too that is a direct seeding mod where it'll actually apply the direct seeding to other seeders. Okay? And I believe the one that we have over there, that blue one, is actually one of the ones that gets updated so that it has the direct seed option. And they do have some disc harrows like this that you can put on the front, and then you can hook up a regular seeder to the back. So as you're going, the front gets the cultivating or disc harrow, and then the back has the seeder. So ideally you're doing direct seeding, but it's more indirect because you're using two pieces of equipment instead of the one. So just keep a lookout depending on how you want to do things. Make sure you know, grab the right mods based on how you want to run it. Okay, so there we go. So now that takes care of that situation with that field. And you see that center and that outside edge, it says needs rolling. Normally you won't need rolling when you do that, but because we didn't do that in the very beginning on the last episode, that's why it needs it now. Remember, we left that area in the middle just so we could see the difference on either side. That's why we have this situation. So what we'll do is we'll just go and roll that so that it balances the field. You'll see the roller marks obviously just in this area here. Okay, now there we go. Just that little corner, but I'm not going to worry about that. So that takes care of that. Now we'll go ahead and get our seeder. So right now we've mulched, we've fertilized, we've cultivated, and we'll go ahead and start this over here. We'll do wheat again just so we can try to have something to compare this to. And hey guys, please make sure, leave some comments. Let me know how we're doing. You know, this is my first time doing this. So any, critiques, as long as they're not malicious, will be greatly appreciated. If there is anything that you guys want me to do in the future here coming up that you're maybe having difficulty doing, please let me know. And if it's something I can put together to help you out, I will do it. And just remember to hit that like, hit that sub. Please leave a reply, or a reply. Please leave a comment. As you know, we want to grow the channel. We want to get better at what we're doing. And yeah, it's just great folks like you coming out to the channel, hanging out, watching the videos that makes me, enjoy this and want to do more and get better. So I thank you very much. And yeah, please come on out. Let us know how we're doing. Let me know where we can make some adjustments. I don't have any editing abilities right now where I can't fast forward through this kind of stuff. I don't know how to do that. So, until we get to a point where we can learn that, I'll probably even get a bigger pieces of equipment so that we can do this faster for the next videos. But, like I said, we're new to this. We want to get good. We want to just create great content for you guys to come out and watch. So I really do appreciate it. and I hope that you've learned something at least in the first two videos. I hope it's helped you a little bit if you're struggling with some of your farm sim, field prep, creating fields. Um, we're just going to keep going with this so that we can provide you guys with something that'll be beneficial. Okay, he's about 2/3 done. What we'll do is we'll come out, take a look. Remember, you can always go on your field. It will give you the information that you need to know. Yield bonus, 75%. Fertilization, 50. And we're going to walk. Now, you notice how the numbers are not jumping. They will over here because we don't have any seeding done yet, okay? But where we've been, see how the numbers are not jumping around now. And this is what I talked about earlier in this video and in the last video about getting that proper field balance. It'll take 1 or 2, sometimes 3, usually grass. The thing with grass is you need that third cut to really max out your grass cutting yield. Let's say you do a field and you get 50,000 liters your first cut. Your second cut, when you do it, you may get 70,000 liters. And then your third cut, you might hit 100,000 liters, right? Once you get to about the third cut on grass, it's kind of what it's going to be. It doesn't slowly keep going up every cut you do. I believe it was the third or fourth cut where you max out. Okay, so everything is seeded. Now, if you remember, we saw on the field there it said needs rolling. Once again, after you're finished on your map, or on your field rather, go. So it was mulched. It needs rolling. We have 50% of fertilization done. And it is growing, no seed bed because that's already taken care of. Okay? So we're going to go over here. We're going to just grab our roller. Now we'll go ahead and roll the field. Now again, what I'm showing you guys is what I would consider the complete method on how to get your field to where it needs to be. I'm basically just doing what the game says we have to do. How you get there is going to be determined by how you're going to play the game. There are some people who don't do any rolling. To them, the time that they waste doing the rolling is not for them. Okay? I've seen people not do fertilizing. There's some people who only use direct seed drills, seeders, if you will. Okay? It is entirely up to you as the player to play this the way you want. If you could not be bothered to do rolling, then don't do it. If you don't want to waste time fertilizing or you don't want to waste time mulching, you don't have to do it. You saw if we didn't do the mulch, you're still getting 98%. Now, on a field like this size, or even both of these fields combined, you could see the numbers are going to be pretty low. What do we have? 366 on the line that had the 98%, and we were at 329 on the line without it. Not a big deal. But if we were to take this and make this entire field right here, right? If this whole thing, anywhere we see green right now, if we were to turn all of this into a field, that 10%, or sorry, that 2% now becomes much bigger. Okay? It's no longer just, what, 30, no, what did we say it was? Like 50 or 60 some liters? It's no longer that. It could be 50, 60,000 liters or 500,000 liter difference. Okay, so remember, it's a percentage. So now we're going to go ahead and drop another coat of fertilizer on our field. Okay, so let's rewind. We did our harvest. We then mulched the straw that was sticking out of the ground, right? The stalk that was sticking out of the ground. We mulched that. We then laid our fertilizer over top. We then took our power harrow, disc harrow, or cultivator, and we churned up the ground to mix everything in together. We then seeded, and we've now rolled and fertilized again. And now you see this entire field is at 100%. Okay? We see a 99 there, right? That's that little edge right over here that, you know, doesn't get everything. Remember I said we had a little issue with that edge of the field? Okay? But you can see all the bulk of the field, the areas that are set right, all 100%. Okay? And then the field that I did, just to use as a setup field so you guys could see it before we did it, this is at 98%. Okay? So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to go to our house and we are going to sleep because I want you guys to be able to see what kind of difference just this field, this small field, what the difference will be. Okay, I want to make sure we're still on that right page. And again, guys, as we're waiting here, please remember, leave a comment, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I know I'm new, and you're probably looking at the video. You might compare me to some folks that have been doing this for 10, 12 years. I can't compete, right? They've been doing it much longer than I have. They should be better than me because they've put a ton of work in. They've gone through the ups and downs. All I ask is that you give me a chance. We're trying to work at it. I'm an older gentleman, so I'm getting into the game later than most people. But we're going to try real hard to do the best we can. I'm not about all the glitz and glamour, the bells and whistles. I'm just a regular cat who likes to play video games, enjoys streaming. You can catch me over on Twitch, Kick as well, where we do live streams. And we're trying to get ourselves to a state of monetization on YouTube. So we are a couple hundred follows away and a few thousand, we're almost there, a few thousand views, hours watched from getting to the first stage of our accomplishments, achievements, if you will. So we're working hard to get to that. So please, you know, just come on out, understand that I'm new, work with me here, and I'm just going to keep trying real hard to get you guys the best content that I can do. Hopefully you enjoy yourselves. And as always, I look forward to seeing you guys in the streams, seeing you guys in the comment sections. Just looking to have a good time, have some fun. This world can be kind of crazy, and it's good to have an outlet. So this is my outlet. There we go, folks. We are set. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is get this guy set up, and then we're going to dump our trailer, and we're going to see how big a difference just this little field will make with our harvest. Okay, so let's go here, let's hook up to the trailer. Now, what do we have inside here? 1,409. Okay, so remember that. 1,409. I'm actually going to write that down just so I don't forget. 1,409. And let's just dump this out. There we go. Okay, let's go back in here. And we'll be able to see. Now again, remember, it's only on that side, it was only a 2% difference. Okay? So again, it's not a tremendous number, but we're talking about big picture and about what it is you want to do, how you want your field to be, what time do you want to take in setting up your field, right? These are not things that you have to do. What I'm showing you is how do I get my number to 100 and 100. If you want to do that, that's entirely up to you. If you do not, that's fine too, right? There's no must or, you don't have to do it that way. Our goal here is just to show you how you can. Okay, so we're already over the amount that we got off the first harvest. We have this little bit here. We'll easily be over 1,500 liters. Yeah, see, it just for some reason, this little edge here. Okay, so there we are, 1548. Okay, for a difference of 139 liters. Okay, now again, 139 liters is not a lot. Okay, for some it might be so insignificant that they wouldn't even bother doing all that other work that we talked about. And that's okay. You don't have to. But again, if this field, because you have to imagine that if you were to create all of this, right, everything that's green right now that we see, imagine all of this being your field. Well, that is at least, that's not 10 times bigger than this. It's probably 100 or more times larger. So at 139 difference, if you were to make these fields 100, 200 times larger, well, now you're getting into very big numbers. as far as how many liters difference that could make, right? So that's what we want to show you guys. It's really just about understanding how to make your field. So the first video we did, how do you make your fields from scratch? Then we had preparation of the field for seeding and seeding. And then today we have harvest, field prep, getting your field to 100 and 100. Okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this time. Again, I appreciate everybody coming out, all the views and comments that you guys have put in already. I hope that you found this video very informative. I hope to continue to keep doing these videos for you. If you have any comments you want to make on this video, or if you have any thoughts or ideas, if you're struggling with anything with your farm sim, please leave a comment. Let me know what your struggle is, and I'll see if we can do a video for you to get you set up and try to take care of the issue that you're having quickly. We will. Or it might be in a video that's coming up, and you just have to kind of wait a little bit. Okay? So I thank you very much, guys. And as always, be good, be blessed, be safe, keep on gaming, have a great time. And as usual, this is Crew, and I am out.